All right, we're live. Beautiful morning, everybody. Happy to be here. Probably won't do much since it's a holiday and I don't like trading during holidays, but we're here. We'll make the best out of it. Let's share my screen. There we go. Let me know if you guys can hear me and see me. Today is mainly going to be for people who trade futures because the regular stock market is closed. So if you trade regular stocks or options, can't do anything today. Probably gonna have to switch my charts to extended hours in a bit. For those who've never been to one of my lives, when I'm live trading, little warning for you. I'm not here to be as exciting as other YouTubers. I don't talk much unless you ask questions. I just sit and wait. Let's respond to some messages and some emails. Oh, reminder for those who sign up for my free group coaching through WAP. Oops, it's over here. For those who sign up for my free group coaching through WAP, reminder that if you just sign up here and hit get access, nothing happens. This is why I specifically say read everything below, because it looks like 80% of the people who sign up through here don't read everything. Because I clearly say after you sign up, you need to use this link right here to actually sign up. Then you're going to go to Calendly, you're going to click on the date, the time, next, put in your information, let me know what you want to go over, and then you'll officially be signed up. And then you'll get an email that gives you the Zoom link that all of us are going to use. So remember, reading is fundamental and instructions are important, because I had like 10 people message me, hey, I didn't get anything for the August Trader Circle class. I'm like, well, sir or ma'am, the first line says, please read everything below. You did not even read that apparently, because you would have known that you need to sign up on Calendly. not just WAP. Interesting. Wrong channel. For those in here, let me know if you can hear me. Give me a little yes in the chat. Got 9 minutes until probably nothing's gonna happen. All right, we're alive. Sweet. Definitely, Kev. Give me a bit. I'm just responding to some messages right now. My thought process as I approach the trade and what to look for. Well, when it comes for me to approaching a trade, I'm just waiting for one of my setups. So, do we have an actionable signal that is at a broadening formation? Do we have a TTO setup that is forming? Do we have one of the other trade models that we went over in the playbook channel in the Discord? Pretty much all I do. I don't think as much as I used to when I trade, which is fantastic. I just look for very specific things. So I guess I can expand more. Let's say if I'm looking for a TTO, a bullish one in this case. Well, not in this case because nothing has happened so far, but let's say we trigger above that 4-hour level and I miss the 4-hour level. My thought process is going to be, all right, I missed that trade. Now, if it's going to be a trend day, then a TTO, excuse me, then a TTO is going to print. I just need to wait for it. And that's basically all I do. And then once the TTO forms and we have the daily, the 4 hour, and the 1 hour triggered bullish to let me know that we are in a bullish trend for the day, I'm just waiting to take a bullish reversal back in time continuity on the 5 or 15-minute time frame. Somebody wants to see an example. All right, we still got 5 minutes, so not much happening right now, even though I doubt there will be any significant movement. Let's look for a W. Let's do regular hours. Looks like not many printed. I guess we can use this as an example. I don't swing trade much, but this trade was brought to my attention, or somebody told me to look at GameStop yesterday. I'm glad I did. I'll probably be looking at this for a swing trade tomorrow. I was thinking of getting the January calls, 30 calls. If it does hit the stop loss, well, the stop loss for the monthly setup is going to be down here. Whoops. Yeah, the stop loss for the monthly is going to be down here about 1883. The weekly stop would be at 1988. I might consider October ones because they're pretty much half the price, but I do like to give myself time on the contracts. Maybe I'll take it off the weekly instead of the monthly, even though I think when the monthly triggers, it's going to be the weekly anyway, so it works out. It's going to be a multi-time frame trigger. We have a hammer right here. You know what we'll do, actually? I shall do that later on. Realistically, I doubt I'm going to take any trades today because it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. We'll be here for an hour and see what happens. Technically, it looks like a TTO on the 5-minute. I don't like it though. The only thing about trading on, did my mouse just die? Looks like my mouse died. It's annoying. All right, let me get another battery. I'll be right back. All right, cool. Mouse works again. For those who are in here, we got 9 people and 1 like. So hit the thumbs up button, hit the like button. Probably gonna have to look for my other non-strat setups for today. Inside bar. Maybe RTY will give something. We have equal highs on YM. Maybe we get a reversal to the downside to touch this level. I really doubt it'll go 150 points though on a slow day like today. We'll see. Also, a reminder for those who have the Essentials to Trading course, I've added the futures component to it yesterday. And if you don't have it yet, as a launch discount, if you want to call it that, where is this? There we go. So for the release of the futures course that I released yesterday, or at least in addition to the options course, which is in the link that I just posted, having a 20% off sale for Labor Day, which ends tonight at midnight. So if you've been wanting to get into options or futures or both, the course has 2 of them together. So Labor Day at checkout will give you 20% off. You can click on that link for more details. We have a shooter off of BF. That's like 1 point for the first target. I hate these slow days. Which I guess is good for RTY. It's like what, $50 and change per contract. Yeah, generally I don't like to trade during holidays. It's just too slow. We've only moved what, like 15 points? Like 20 points in 7 minutes? What's the longest you'll wait until I see something? So generally, if it's like a regular trading day and not a holiday like today, I'm gonna stay on until 12 noon. So 2.5 hours. If I really get tired, then I'll just get off like in an hour and a half, like at 11, 11:30. In today's case, I'll probably be with you guys for an hour, maybe an hour and a half maximum. Because like I said, I don't like trading on holidays. The volume is incredibly slow, but we'll see. For those who are maybe new to trading, welcome to professional trading, where you sit and do absolutely nothing. You wait, and then you wait some more. And then your setup appears, and you take it, and then you wait some more. It looks like the ATTO has triggered on YM to the upside for the 5-minute. I'm just not convinced with the super slow volume. 15-minute one might be better. YM or RTY is definitely doing its thing. Is that almost 3 points up? Not bad. Yeah, that wouldn't even be worth it. Let's see how this trade pans out if we were to take it. The stop loss would be under here where I would put it. And in a slow day like today, I would definitely take profit as it hits those previous highs. $15-minute, got 3 minutes left. Maybe we close as a hammer. Do prop firms allow you to trade on holidays? Yes, they do. You just have to be very mindful about when the markets close. Because if you're in a trade and the holiday market closes, you're going to be pretty upset when your account fails. So keep that in mind. So make sure, I think it closes at what, 12 or 1 p.m. today? Let's check. Pre-open? What does that even mean? Yeah, 1 p.m. So the futures market closes at 1 p.m. today. Specifically for like YM, RTY, ES, and Q, stuff like that. I think for metals, it might be different. For CME group, the equity products, yep. Cool. 1 p.m. Realistically, like I said, probably stay here until 11. Well, that's one target hit. If the 15-minute closes as a hammer, which it looks like it is, probably going to be going for those highs. We'll see. So Kev, if you're still in here, we can see how YM overall is bullish. And then on the 5-minute just now, while I didn't take it, just giving you an analysis of this. All we're doing when the higher time frames are bullish, when it triggers in our direction, we're just looking to take a reversal back into bullish continuity. For this example, that it's a bullish TTO. So I'll go down to the 5 or 15-minute and then just take a bullish reversal back up. So in the 5-minute, it pretty much was this candle here because we had 2 down, 2 down, 2 down, 2 and 2 down, and then a reversal back up. So you would get in on this candle, For the 15-minute, obviously you would get in once the 15-minute reverses back up. And then I like to put my stop loss under like the base of the TTO, if that makes sense. Sweet. I'm going to make a video for you guys probably in the next 2 or 3 weeks, maybe sooner, but probably sometime this month. I'm just waiting for this planner that my mentor is making so I can actually use it and, share it with you guys. But essentially, the YouTube channel is kind of broken into different categories in the sense of like trading psychology and also like technicals, strategy, things like that. As most or some of you may know, my main reason for making the YouTube channel is more for trading psychology as opposed to strategy, even though I teach both. But anyway, this specific video is going to consist of the title that I have for now is called Reframing. Hold on, let me load this up. I wish I could see it properly. Reframing the mind and life for success. Pretty much going to go over things that help me and outside of my life that actually helped improve my trading. Because I see for some people, they're like, I probably won't talk about circumstances in the sense of like, if you're like your life is chaotic outside of trading, but more so in the sense of things that you can control, right? Sleeping properly, exercising, meditation, breathing practices, having structure and in your everyday life. Because, a lot of people, well, let me not say a lot of people, some people, actually, yeah, let's say most people, myself included, before I met up with my mentor, my life was super chaotic and super disorganized. And, really having everything situated and structured helped me a lot. Sleeping at a pretty much similar time every day, waking up at the same time every day, having a proper workout schedule, eating, maybe not an eating schedule, but like eating healthier and things like that, and really taking care of yourself, both on a physical level and a mental level, because that's going to help you trading a lot. I will definitely tell you from experience. I was all over the place before I met him. So I'm going to share that with you guys. Probably this month, we'll make a class out of it. Where can I find the Strat scanner that was on your chart Saturday? Great question, Simone. Let's find this. So if you're not in my group, the link that you can use to purchase the Strat scanner is that link right there. If you are in my group in the Discord, go to the Strat Academy section go to Strat Scanner, and then the link is there. So if you're in the group, it's free. If you're not in the group, you got to pay for it. To join the group is $35. To pay for the scanner is $50. So in my opinion, joining the group will give you more value for the $35, and you'll save $15 on the scanner. So it's a win-win. Also, the group is a one-time payment of $35. It's not monthly. Where is my thing? There we go. Why is my toolbar locked on the bottom? That's weird. There we go. Let's see. Payments. For those who are in here that joined in a little later on, any questions you guys have, feel free to put it in the chat and we'll talk, because this is boring as we wait. Sweet. Good morning. Do you ever look at NQ for trading? Great question, Sarika. I used to trade NQ. I stopped once I discovered the wonderful instrument of YM, or as some people like to call it in some groups that I'm in, Young Money. NQ, the pullbacks are too violent for my liking, personally. YM, you'll get big pullbacks, but I can absorb it in the sense of a 30-point pullback on YM is just $150 per contract. I'll eat that. A 30 point pullback on NQ is $600. I'm definitely not going to eat that. So $250. The heck? I've traded gold maybe like 4 times, maybe 5 times. I traded it a bit more when I used to trade Forex, because my cousin and his friends, they all trade Forex and they got me into that. Gold was cool. I don't really care for it because I find like the indices better. Granted, let me not say better because I haven't traded gold consistently to give a proper response to that. But the times that I did trade gold, it moves well. You know, I enjoyed it when I did take those few trades. I'm just very picky and kind of like, or maybe picky is not the word. I'm kind of like set in my ways in the sense of like, if I trade YM, then I'm going to trade YM. If I'm going to trade Tesla, then I'm going to trade Tesla that day or whatever it may be. I don't like to like go all over the place when it's different things. How long have you been trading gold, Simone? And how has it worked for you? Also, Sarika, thank you for getting the course and joining the team. Remember, Sarika, and for those who got the new course with the option with the futures component to it, you get a free one-on-one session with me. So when you go through the material and you're ready to hop on the call, let me know, and then we'll set that up. And as you go through the material, please message me with any questions that you have. The more questions that you ask, the better I can help you. And don't ever feel like you're bothering me because I'm literally here to help you. So my DMs are always open. So it looks like YM hit that first target and then reversed to the downside. Yeah, this one would have stopped me out at break even for the remainder of my position. Well, at least it hit target one. Sarika, do you mainly trade NQ or do you trade something else? Are you finding success with NQ? Yeah, those pullbacks will get you, I'll tell you that. Oh, yeah, I knew your name looked familiar. I'm like, I've seen this name. Trying to figure out where. Yeah, so in Trust Group, for those who don't know, Trust is one of my mentors. He taught me how to use fibs. So every time you guys hear me talk about fibs, that I can't talk about it is because he taught me that. And I am signed to secrecy. So there we go. Yeah, Tamara, because I'm like, I know the name looks familiar. Cool. So yeah, when I started off trading futures, Trust got me into futures. And I started off with ES. And then after a while, I'm like, all right, ES is cool, but it moves a little slow. And then I got introduced to NQ, and NQ, it was great too. You know, I got it down packed where like I minimize my risk, like with the fibs, the way I use it. I think my stop loss was like 12 points or 10 or 12 points, something like that. And it worked out pretty well. But then after a while I did enjoy NQ, like I said, just the pullback sometimes is just too much to absorb in the account. So somebody mentioned the YM, and I'm like, let me look into YM and see what's up here. And yeah, YM is like a happy medium for like moving quickly. And then also allowing me to absorb those bigger pullbacks. So it moves faster than ES, and I can absorb the pullbacks, which to me is perfect. RTY, I love RTY because when I used to trade options, well, I still trade options, but before I got into futures as much as I do now, I used to trade IWM a lot. And IWM out of like SPY and QQQ is the least volatile. And while it does move pretty slow, I enjoy it personally because it moves similarly to ES in the sense that it's $50 a point, but the moves aren't as like violent compared to ES or let's say QQQ and stuff like that. So RTY, love it. YM, love it too. If anybody is new to trading futures that's watching this, if I were to start brand new as a futures trader, I'll probably look at M2K or MYM, which is the micro contracts of RTY and YM. M2K, probably a better learning experience because it's a little slower than MYM. Yeah, a lot of people love NQ. I'll leave that to you guys. I divorced NQ and married YM. I would say though, when you get those really good moves on NQ, those numbers are nice. I'll tell you that. Sweet. You've been trading for about 6 months, Simone. Nice. You're looking for a better strategy. NQ can definitely make or break you, I'll tell you that. Oh, you've been trading for 3 years. You've been trading NQ or gold for 6 months. Gotcha. I misread that. Here's a question for you. Are you very clear? Actually, well, let me ask you before I ask that question. What strategy are you currently using? The 4 hour? Uh, like the 4 hour, like the 4 hour off my watch list, the 4 hour off something else? Do you use the Strat? Do you use ICT? I look for the 4 hour candle to turn bull or bearish. I go to the 30-minute and execute in whatever direction according to market structure. Nice. How has that been working for you? Usually in a trade for 2.5 hours. And you said you trade like in the nighttime when you take those setups? Most times. I don't really trade in the nighttime. Granted, of course, that can be subjective to your work schedule, your life schedule, all that stuff. I did it a few times, but then it kind of took away from like my relaxed time. So I just trade like New York session, morning time, and then just stop trading for the rest of the day there. Do you use bracket orders or ATM orders? Sometimes. Question for you: why sometimes and not all the time? And when you don't use it, how does that work compared to when you do use it? If you're trading NQ, you don't. I'm sure I can imagine why. NQ will be like, here's a stop loss. That's time to go to your target. So in the times that you didn't use a stop loss or like the bracket orders and stuff, trading NQ, how did that go for you? All right. Put that up there. I have to use market and manually take profit on NQ like scalping. Well, as I always like to do to hold you guys accountable, to get you better, let's take some statistics and some data from this short conversation. It's clear, at least from what you told me so far, that when you don't use a stop loss, when you are trading NQ, it goes very bad for you. So we can probably determine that that's probably not a good thing to do. Here's another question for you. What's the general risk reward? Is it more than one, like 1-to-1? Is it less than 1-to-1? And what's the win rate? More than 50? Less than 50? 70, 80? Less than that? Do you have that? Do you have that information? So like what, 50%? Or actually no, 1 and 2. Is that risking 1 to make 2, or risking 2 to make 1? Risk 1 to make 2? Not bad. And what's the win rate on that? Does it work out in your favor usually, or does it not work in your favor usually? About 50-50. And overall, based on your journaling and data, is that profitable for you? That specific setup that you take, like when you scalp NQ like that, is it profitable for you? Not as much as you would like. Do you have other setups that work better than that one? And let's say if there's a sample of 20 trades that you took, and let's say half of them were gold and half of them were NQ, how you just described, will trading NQ take away from your profits that you make for gold? Cool. And the last question I'll ask you, is it worth it to continue trading NQ the way you have been for your overall account and what you're trying to aim for? Cool. So in this quick little exercise, we have determined that NQ, the way you trade it, scalping, is not worth it. So if I were you, I would completely eliminate it out of your trading playbook and just ignore it. Because if I'm making 3,000 a month off gold, but I'm trading NQ and I'm either losing 500 or 1,000 or making only like $200-300 on top of the 3,000 from gold, but it's like causing what's the word, like mental fatigue to trade NQ like that, then I'm just going to avoid it. It's not worth it. So that's what I would do in your situation. I'll just stick with gold because that's what works. Remember, for those who are in here or for those who watch this, it is extremely important to journal all of your trades so we can collect this type of data. And I'm glad that you had the answers to all the questions that I asked, because you should know all of that information that I asked, which tells me that you are journaling your trades efficiently, at least from what I know in this short conversation. So journaling, super, super important. We need to collect as much data as we can, because the data is literally going to tell us what's working and what's not working. And then what is working, we capitalize on that. For those who haven't seen it yet, if you go to the channel and you go to playlists, and then you go to, I think it's in the trading psychology mindset. I have it here in the journaling right here. So if you want to see exactly how I journal and all the prompts, watch that video. One thing that I want to point out that's super, super interesting, which is why I always want to focus on the psychology of trading and the mindset stuff. I was looking at the views for the trading psychology portion of my channel, and the views are significantly less than if I were to go to like the strat stuff or like strategy stuff, which is interesting because it tells me that people value like strategy and things like that, but what they fail to understand is that if you don't have these things, and you don't have all of these things, risk management, all that stuff, you're gonna have a hard time succeeding. So trading psychology is equally or more important than the strategy component when it comes to trading, because there's a million things to trade, but if you don't have your psychology on point, you're gonna have a real hard time. So I've organized it very neatly for you guys in this section, so you can start taking notes and things to help you improve. So always fun to see that stuff. I would come across like some posts on, well, in some Discord groups, but a lot of it I'll see like on Reddit in some of the groups that I like participate in. You'll have people like, oh, trading is a scam, or this is impossible to do, and then this and this and that, and X, Y, and Z. This is pointless. You're just going to shred your money. And then I always ask them two questions. Which specific setups did you take? Do you journal? And based on your setups, actually, no, I asked like 3-4 questions. So which specific setups do you take? Do you have them clearly outlined? Do you journal? Do you practice proper risk management in relation to your strategy and your setups? And do you have a list of rules? And 90% of the time, it's no. And in my head, I'm like, how do you expect to succeed if you don't have the foundation to succeed? Hello? I must be missing something here. So I always bring it back on them to do self-reflection and understand that you didn't fail because the stock market is a scam, or because, it's difficult. Well, it could be challenging, yeah, but like difficult in the sense of like all you're going to do is shred money and this and that, when you don't even have a proper trading plan or a proper foundation for your trading success. So, and that's with anything in life. For those people who are working regular jobs, I'm pretty sure when you go into a new job, they train you anywhere between 1 to 3 months, maybe more, depending what you do. And then as you're training, they're showing you how to do things and building that foundation. So when they finish training you, you can do the job on your own, right? To do it efficiently, one would hope, and properly, right? Now imagine if you went into a job, they didn't tell you anything. You kind of just figured it out. I'm pretty sure you're going to have a real hard time and you're going to fail a lot. So Always take the time to develop your system and learn properly. You'll have a much easier time. Also, shout out Ro. No losing trades this past week. Did better than I did. So shout out to you. Absolutely. Interesting. It's 10:30. Let's see if we get a reversal on this 15-minute time frame. 100%. You got to crawl before you walk. Absolutely. Looks like this could be the TTO for the 15-minute that didn't pan out earlier. Let's see what we get. Actually, got 1 minute before this 15-minute candle closes. Let's redo this to make it cleaner. Story. All right, we got the 2 up on the 15-minute. So if I were to take this, my stop loss will be under there. Let's do first target. What's that high? 41566. No, wait, 41593. Whoops. 93. And then the second target right up there. And now we wait again. God damn. All right, let's try this out. Cool. First target was hit. And then I'll move my stop loss for the rest of the contracts to break even, which would be 78. I'll do 79 because of the slippage. Will you post this on YouTube? Yeah, Kev. So the live recordings, like when we have the live YouTube sessions, every time they finish posting, you can find them here. So when you go to the channel, YouTube, for whatever reason, I don't think they post it like on the home page, like anywhere here, as far as I know. You have to specifically go, and if you go to videos, it's not going to be there either. You specifically have to go to the live tab, and all the live videos are going to be here. So after this, after we finish up today's session, you'll just go to the live, and it'll be right here. And the same link that you use to join the live is going to be the same link to watch the replay or the recording. So all the lives are always going to be here in this section. I had to figure that out once because I'm looking at videos in home. I'm like, where the heck are the live videos that I had? I had like 10 of them. And then I discovered that it's in the live tab. So I guess YouTube likes to separate both of them to keep it organized. Something to note, I think we went over this yesterday in the futures class for the course. But when you're taking TTOs, if it's a valid TTO, it's going to break that high. Granted, if the target is really far away, I'm going to take profit as it goes in my favor. Wow, that would have been a nice one to actually take and not just see on paper. But respecting my rules of not trading on holidays. All right, that's the second target that was hit. Let's see if we go for the third target, which I'll probably use as this body. Was that 35? So 35 more or less. And then I'll move my stop for the remaining contracts and break even to target 1. So we'll do this. Let's see which one comes first. The 1 hour went 3 up. Cool. For the TTO, the 1 hour, 4 hour, and day all have to be in the same direction, correct? So Gandalf, they don't need to be in the same direction. Just for my parameters and like to get the higher probability version, I would want all of those to be in the same direction. So those are just the parameters that I use for the higher probability version. Because even for this, technically the daily and the 4 hour haven't triggered bullish. They're just green. And generally, I don't like to take the TTO unless it's been triggered bullish. Right now, we're just trading green. Hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't, let me know and I'll show you an example. I have to throw everything away and start over because I think I tried to learn so much that I took in too much and be all over the place. Yep, keep it simple. Definitely keep it simple. I always mention that, you don't understand the trigger. All right, so let me go to Tradingview so I can show you guys this. And hopefully it stays as is for now. And let's bring up 2 charts for now. And let's all be on the same page. So let's see. So we can see right now the 4 hour is trading inside bar. It hasn't triggered bullish. It's just trading green. Whoops, that's the weekly. The daily, as we can see here, trading green. It has not triggered green or bullish. 4 hour, well, the 4 hour finally triggered bullish, which it was trading inside earlier. The 1 hour triggered bullish as well, just the daily is still inside. So we can see how the daily hasn't triggered bullish, it's just trading bullish or green. Does that make sense? Did that clear it up? Cool. So I prefer those 3 time frames to trigger bullish because the TTO model or the way it looks, you can find it even when they haven't triggered bullish or bearish. I just prefer for them to actually be triggered to have a higher probability. Yeah, real. Just keep it simple. You don't want to overcomplicate your trading. In almost a half decade that I've been trading now, I've learned that the simpler you make it, the simpler it's going to be for you. Because it's like, all right, let me take all this information that I've learned and let me condense it and make it as simple as I can. Because there's too many things. which is great about trading. There's a lot of flexibility. It's really just understanding what works best for you and then simplifying it in that way. I had one of my students from last year. He started trading. I think when I met him, he was probably trading like on and off for like maybe 2 years, but like kind of like whatever trading, not really like trading proficiently. And after what was it, like a month or 2 months, we got him profitable, and he was doing fantastic. Like he doesn't need me anymore. He's doing great. And he was talking to his friend in real life that's been trading for like 10 years. And he showed his friend what I taught him and what we went over. And his friend was like, "Oh, it can't be that simple. You can't succeed with just knowing that." But it's like, dude, the proof is right there. Like it's literally that simple. But because his friend has been trading for so long, and he probably got taught that you need to learn these billion things to be profitable, but you don't. And, you know, getting stuck in that mind frame can be very detrimental to your growth as a trader because you don't need a billion indicators to be profitable. You just need to understand relatively the basics and have a proper foundation and just, make it simple for yourself. You can literally only trade the TTO setup and you'll be profitable with that one setup. But people love to, you know, have, well, I'll be fair and throw myself under the bus too. I have like 10 different trade models that I use, but the foundation is the TTO and, the 4-hour triggers for, when I'm trading the strat, right? But I also have other setups that I use, and then for tomorrow, if you're still in here, and like for trusts, like for fibs, those setups too. But generally, I have the foundation, and then I'll have other things that I like to take. So, even just taking TTOs, you can be profitable. The biggest thing is, do you have the patience to only take the TTO and wait for that? So, don't overcomplicate your trading. It's really not as hard as people make it out to be. So that's just my 2 cents. Nice. Glad you do, Gandalf. How has that been working for you? Up 2.5K on the top step in 6 days. So another 500 and I'll get funded. Hey, fantastic work. Love to hear it. I'm telling you guys, keep trading simple and you'll have a great time. Don't make it complicated. Just get your best setups and only trade those. Once you find your best setup, welcome to professional trading. Get in your computer, you sit and wait. And we just hit target 3. So now I'll move this up to target 2. And we're waiting for target 4. Let's see which one gets hit. So even just in this TTO, which I'm super salty that I actually didn't take, but again, gotta follow the rules. I don't trade on holidays. So that would what? How many points would that have been to the third target? Why is my 15? Oh, duh. That doesn't even look like the proper 15-minute candle anyway. Interesting. Well, TradingView, you're weird. All right, let's count this. We would have gotten in at 41579 for some slippage. We just hit, that's what, about 50 points? 55 points? Not bad. That's $280 for one YM contract. Realistically, I probably would have used MYM to scale out. So still, $100 and change in 30 minutes, I'll take that. Can we copy trade with Tradivate? Yes, there is a trade copier. However, I've heard that your ATM or bracket settings, they don't translate to the copied account. And for those who use the Tradivate trade copier, please correct me if I'm wrong. That's just what I've heard. I kind of use like a bootleg trade copier where, hold on, let me see if I can bring this up. So what I'll do is I have two tabs of Tradivate. As we can see here on the top left, I have two tabs, and I'll log in to one account on one tab, and then I'll log into another account on the other, and then I'll just like copy the trades that way. Because I heard that the copy trader on Tradivate can be a little buggy and a little glitchy. So that's how I like get around the glitchiness of the Tradivate copy trader. If you use NinjaTrader or if you have like a Windows computer, I hear that copy trader works like perfectly from what I've heard. And for those who use the copy trader on NinjaTrader, you can confirm or deny that. But yeah, for the Tradivate one, I just do it like in a bootleg way. And hey, it works out well. For those who are just tuning in, we got 17 people in here and 9 likes. Hit the like button. That's all I ask for to have these free classes and sessions with you guys. So hit the thumbs up button, the like button, all that stuff. I would greatly appreciate it. I'm still working on the TTO. Definitely, Simone, just take your time with it. It gets easier as you spend more time actually searching for them and to train your eyes. It took me maybe like 3 or 4 months to get it down packed. True to the Strat, another one of my Strat mentors, he had I think he did a mini course on TTOs. I'll post it in the chat if anybody is interested in it. Let me see where this is. This should still be a thing. There we go. So I just posted in the chat that that's one of my mentors, True to the Strats TTO, I guess class or training or course, whatever you want to call it. I think it's a course. Let me put some respect on his name. Yeah, his TTO Essentials. Highly recommend. Actually, let's look at it together. It's been a while since I've watched it. Yeah, it's 40-minute class. He'll pretty much go over the TTO in quite a lot of detail. It helped me to really understand it quicker because the other videos that I came across, I didn't really get it until I saw his thing. So it was definitely beneficial for me. I'm sure it'll be beneficial for you guys. Speaking of, Let me add that. I'll take a look because I was in two groups and I just couldn't get it. Yeah, TTOs, like I said, it definitely took me time. Even with True's Essentials course, 2 TTOs, and kind of just training my brain to look at it. It did take me a while, realistically, because I was being lazy to learn it. If I probably learned it like 6 months properly after I started, learning the strat. If I actually sat down and learned properly, probably would have taken me about a month or so, maybe a little less if I put in the proper time. Oh, the strat. Yeah, definitely the strat. If you're coming up, if you're coming over from other strategies, the strat can be a little confusing at first because people always ask me, all right, cool. Am I getting in when the candle closes? Definitely not. You're getting in as soon as the candle triggers you into the trade. And then they'll also be confused because as strat users, we don't use indicators. It's just price action, and that's it. So some people get a little uncomfortable because they don't have their RSI or MACD or VWAP or whatever, or 200 moving average or whatever it is that people use now. Price action, in my extremely biased opinion, is all you need. Can we hit target 4? That is the question. Almost there. We got 5 more points from the high of this current candle on the 15-minute. Gotta send a quick message. I'm gonna mute myself. All right, I'm back. I ran across a lot of good people teaching the strat, but you make it more understandable for me and everything's starting to click. Thank you. Hey, appreciate that, Real. Appreciate your words very much. I try to make it as simple as I can because it can be pretty confusing. So thank you. I'm glad that the way I present it is easy to understand. Also, thank you for all of you and everybody watching and all the subscribers. We have crossed 1,900 subscribers for the channel. Thank you guys. Truly appreciate you guys. Every single one of you. Every single like, every single subscriber, every single comment. Thank you. And when I say every single subscriber, I do this practice where I practice gratefulness. So every time I see a new subscriber, I close my eyes and then say thank you. Always got to be humble and always got to be grateful for everything. So thank you guys. Thank you, Ro. Appreciate that too. I came across you in another group. Hey, definitely glad you did, Simone. I always do my best not to like step on any toes in the other groups that I support. Cause a lot of the other groups that like recruit me to help, besides like my mentors groups, I was just in there because they're my mentors. But the other, but the other groups, like if you know me from Divine, Top Hats group, Moments group, there's a new one that recruited my services, Flip Chat or something like that. What's it called? Hold on. Flip that Discord and another one. A lot of them are like Signal Discords, and Signal Discords are great. I'm never going to talk bad about Signal Discords. I'll say that. It's just a little challenging when some people come to me like, "Hey, can you shout out your trades?" I'm like, I don't shout out my trades. I'm just here to teach and give people my watch list. If those, that's like the extent of my signals. Because my goal as a teacher in this realm of trading is to make you a self-sufficient trader where you don't need people to succeed. Because for those who've heard the story before, my first mentor, while he did teach me stuff, I didn't really leave that experience with like, cool, I could trade by myself now. And that's what I want to give to other people too. Because once you learn how to trade yourself, my goal is not to keep you attached to me forever. I want you to like learn and, go do your thing without me. So, creating self-sufficient traders, that's pretty much my aim for the channel and my group and things like that. Oh yeah, a lot of discords definitely have a lot going on. I had to mute like 95% of the channels in most of those groups because it's just too much, and I don't really care for it anyway. I don't take signals. Maybe we'll get a mini TTO on the 5 minute to take us higher. Let's see what the market has in store for us. Can't wait to go through your course and combine it with trusts. Sarika, what I'll probably have to do, because of course I'm limited on what I can say outside of Trust's group, I'll probably mention some things here and there, like in his group, to, how like you can combine them. That bat signal, though, I'm waiting for the day that he gives us that code, because that thing is a freaking money printer. If that's my dream, For trading, it's for Trust to give us the code for the bat signal. I'll stick with you guys for another, we'll probably keep going until 12 noon Eastern time for another 50 minutes or so. And then we'll go enjoy our Labor Day. Awesome. There we go. Copy that link. Well, it looks like another TTO forming on the 5-minute. Let's see if we get that reversal back up to continue the party. Oh, something to note for those who may want some trading psychology books. Some good one, or a good one. Actually, I'll show you guys two. Mental Game of Trading, highly recommend. To me, this is one of the greatest trading psychology books of all time. While people do love, I think, what is it like? Is it Trading in the Zone? I think it's Trading in the Zone. That one's cool too, but this one, in my opinion, way better. Like a million times better. And the individual gives you like practical exercises to do. And to me, just goes deeper into like the roots of whatever it is that's affecting your trading in a negative way. Another great one, Best Loser Wins. Highly recommend, because as I will always tell you guys, in order to be profitable in this business, you need to be okay with losing, as one of the things that he talks about. Because a lot of people, if you come into the trading markets with you don't want to lose, or that you're like a winner, you're gonna have a real hard time. I'll tell you that. Do you trade Bitcoin? Um, it's extremely, extremely rare that I trade Bitcoin. Like once every 2-3 months, I trade Bitcoin. And then when I trade it, I remember why I stopped trading it. Because every time I trade Bitcoin futures, my sleep schedule goes to crap. Because I wake up in the middle of the night and be like, cool, let me see what's going on. And then I'll stay up for like an hour looking at the Bitcoin chart or looking for a setup, which then messes up my sleep for the actual options and future trading session in the New York session. So I don't trade crypto futures like that. Unless like a really amazing setup appears, like during it just comes across, my desk or somebody shows me something, then yeah, sure, I'll take a trade, but generally I don't really look at it for setups. But we can look at it now. Let me just find this thing for you guys. Copy that link. There's a Google Docs link that I posted in the chat for some books that I think can be essential for your trading. All right, so the TTO just triggered bullish on the 5-minute. Let's see if we break this high and continue higher. As we're waiting for this, let's look at Bitcoin. Let's turn off these BFs so our eyes don't burn. All right. So we got a trigger to the downside, but we're clearly being bought up in this fair value gap. We have 30 days left, or 29 days left until the candle closes. So bearish Bitcoin on Bitcoin. The monthly is bearish as well, but again, it's getting bought up in this fair value gap. Weekly, bearish from last week, but we did trigger short this week, but looks like they're buying it back up. Yeah, I'll say technically, chart-wise, bearish on Bitcoin, but it looks like they're buying it up. No setups that I would really take because we're kind of in the middle of nowhere in between these BF levels. And when I'm trading Bitcoin, I mainly swing trade it. So I'll look for setups like on the daily or the weekly time frame. And it's just in the middle of nowhere. And I prefer to take reversals off of broadening formations. Yeah, like the weekly, it's not doing much. We'll check back next weekend and see what's up. I do invest in crypto. Did I chart Solana? I did not because I don't trade Solana. Let's take a look at Solana. So I guess USDT. Solana's pretty much just been trading inside bar for the last 2 quarters. Monthly, trading inside as well. Weekly, similar to Bitcoin, it's bearish, but they're buying it up. Daily, same thing, bearish, but they're buying it up. Just a lot of sideways movement for the most part. Doesn't look like anything good, at least for me, looking at it with strat eyes. Granted, I don't have my broader informations either, but it just looks like a bunch of chop. So I'll probably see how this current week closes and then see if a decent setup is presented. For the monthly, if this closes inside bar, you can probably take that up or down depending how it closes. But yeah, to me it's just chop. It looks like nothing valuable there. Of course. Also, for those who are not in my group or any of the other groups that I support, in the community section, I'm going to be posting my watch list for every Sunday for the Monday session. In this case, this week's is for Tuesday because today's closed. So if you're not in any of the groups that I support or in my group, I'm going to post my watch list here for you guys. If you want to get access to my watch list, basically every day that I post it, if you're not in my groups, you can become a member of the YouTube channel. The first tier will give you access to the daily watch list. So something to take note of. Well, as we wait, I'll be right back. I'm going to go sit in the balcony and get some sun. I'll be right back with you guys. Let's see if the stop loss hits for second target or if it goes higher. I got an alert that went off. Looks like it would have taken us out at profit at that second target. All in all, still a fantastic trade. Cool stuff. Since we're pretty much waiting for nothing right now, nothing good is setting up. You guys have any tickers you want me to look at? We'll do some analysis for the last 15, 20 minutes for this week. Whatever tickers you want me to look at, put it in the chat. Micro futures. This whole week is the start of my futures journey. Like, you want me to go over micro futures, Kev? What specifically? Well, M2K is pretty much RTY. I don't really look at it for like big moves. I kind of just look intraday. Does have a nice double inside day for RTY slash M2K. I'll just refer to it as RTY because RTY and M2K are the exact same thing. They're just micro or mini. So I'll just say RTY. But yeah, you know, we have a inside bar from Friday and we have another one today. 4 hours inside from Friday with the 2-1. I don't really look at extended hours, but that was a nice one there on the 2-2 up from earlier. What's that? About 5 points, 4 or 5 points. Not bad. But yeah, for tomorrow, we have a 2-1 setup. We'll definitely see if they want to take us bullish or bearish. We'll see what happens during Asia and London. MES or S&P in general, I'm definitely super bullish on it, at least based on the current setup. So we close as a hammer on the monthly time frame, currently trading inside. Weekly, close as a hammer, as a failed 2-down hammer. Daily, already triggered long. The 4 hour, at least for tomorrow anyway, hasn't really done anything yet. We have a small little gap here that can potentially be filled. I don't look to trade gaps. I'm just mindful of them. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. But yeah, definitely based on the chart, bullish on S&P 500. Basically bullish on everything, honestly. RTY, quarterly is bullish. Monthly is inside. We'll see if we head higher. If not, we might just have a choppy month. Weekly is inside. daily, like we just went over that inside. So let's see what happens. Any other tickers you guys want me to look at? MYM. Yeah, pretty much the same thing. They're all pretty much in the same direction. YM has equal highs from last week. So literally, we literally closed that. Oh, we closed higher? Interesting. Thinkorswim has it with equal highs. Learned something new. Or maybe I'm looking at the 4 hour. The 4 hour has equal highs. So for YM, we keep on rejecting off this weekly broadening formation that we have up here. So we kept on rejecting basically all week, all last week at this upper weekly broadening formation that we have. So we'll see if we can break above that next week and continue higher and make new all-time highs. Personally, I'm not going to take if we open up as an inside bar tomorrow for the New York trading session, I'm not, well, to be specific, off the watch list, the long above level is above this candle up here. If we break above that, I'm not going to go long because we're at a broadening formation. So we run the risk of getting rejected here and then it be a losing trade. So the probability may not be as high as I would like it to be. So I personally am just going to skip that trigger, the long trigger for tomorrow, if we go down that route, if that's what the market wants. I'll probably just look for a TTO if we do have a trend day, or look for another one of my setups. Excuse me. If anybody lives in Florida, if you find a good Dominican spot, please let me know, because I've been struggling to find one. I left the good graces of New York that had really great Dominican spots. And I have yet to find a really good one in Florida, in the Orlando area, to be specific, because I'm not going to Miami for that. I might have found the good one. I'll report back to you guys next class. NQ. Let's look at NQ. So we're already bullish on the day. Weekly is inside bar. Monthly is inside bar. Well, the month just opened up, obviously. Quarterly is a failed 3 down. Yeah, to me, it looks like they're just buying up. Like literally last month, they just bought all of this back up. The weekly, they bought it up in this fair value gap. The daily basically just looks like a TTO's forming, or it already formed and already triggered bullish. And then to head higher to get these highs and these previous highs. Yeah, I'm definitely leaning bullish for basically everything. Maybe we'll be bullish until the next Fed meeting, and we'll see if they cut rates or keep it the same. Historically, September is bearish, and on top of that, people are looking at like comparing, I think, like the last, during 2028, or maybe after that. I don't remember exactly, but the charts pretty much look identical. So they're assuming that the Fed is going to cut rates and is going to tank the market the way it did before. And it's going to be like a really big correction. Maybe we'll get that. Maybe not. I don't really like to go into like with an extreme bias like that because, you know, just follow what the chart is telling you. If the chart is saying bullish, go bullish. If it's saying go bearish, go bearish. Because when we start putting in like news events like that, it's like, oh, the market is 100% going to dump when the Fed cuts rates. Maybe, maybe not. We'll find out. Or if they even cut rates. So we'll see. Oh, since we're coming close to the end of the session today, what was everybody's biggest takeaway, or what's something that you learned today? You can type it in the chat. I really wish YouTube let me like let you guys talk instead of just type. It's funny that RTY printed like a really crooked W. That would have been nice with the higher low, 217. Not bad. What the heck? For those who are just coming in, hopefully you were here before or you're retuning in from today's class or, well, today's live trading session. What was the biggest thing that you guys learned today, or what will you take away from today's class? Definitely looking into gold futures. Let's look at gold. Yeah, overall, gold is bullish. Yeah, definitely very bullish overall. Let's see, the weekly triggered short to the downside. So maybe we get a red week. We'll see. They're buying it up right now. The same thing with the daily triggered short, but they're buying it up. Yeah, we'll see what tomorrow holds. I don't really like paying too much attention to like analysis on like half days and low volume days like today. Research YM and probably switch from NQ. Let me know how that goes. Young money will never let you down. I had somebody send me this message after they switched to YM. I'll take a screenshot to keep the person anonymous. Let me see if I can find it. I was laughing when I saw this. He sent me, well, I guess his name is kind of in there, but this is the message that he sent me. I found it pretty funny. So, young money will never let you down. Yeah, definitely hard to trade low volume. That's why I didn't take any trades. We were just taking like paper trades today, just with alerts where we would get in and where we would get out and things like that. To me, it's just not worth it. Obviously, in hindsight, that 15-minute TTO on YM was definitely worth it. But again, it's hindsight. You know, it could have gone the other way and we could have lost money. So it is what it is. Any other big takeaways? We'll probably wrap up a little quicker because pretty much nothing is happening. Any last things you guys want to share that you learned today or that you're going to implement into your trading for the following week and moving forward? Excuse me. For some of the material that we did go over today, I'm gonna post it in the description of this recording. So if you guys want to like go over like some books or whatever it is that I went over, or other things that I posted, it'll be in the description once this finishes loading up. Definitely study that TTO. Trading makes trading super easy because if it's a trend day, you're gonna get a TTO. Just have to wait for it. I'll show you some that I took last week. This one I didn't take, although I definitely wish that I did because it was super clean. This was on the 15-minute, I believe it was. Yep. So right here, we have the long trigger, this line right there. We have the push up, the push down, and we take the 212 up. This is RTY. This one I didn't take. Super clean. And on top of that, let's go back on the chart. It was right off of a broad earning formation. For those who trade the strat, we have literally the three universal truths of the strat here. Actionable signals, a 2-1. A 2-1 setup is an actionable signal, or one of them. It's on a broad earning formation, another universal truth, because you want to take reversals off of broad earning formations for high probability trades. And then the third thing, time continuity. We got bullish time continuity here. So we have literally all three universal truths for the strat on this trade played out beautifully. I just saw it a little too late after it already triggered. Another one, this one I took with my cousin. He actually told me about it, which is the only reason why I took it. Let's go. Where was this? It was definitely that same day. Was it the 15-minute or the 5-minute? Let's see. Hold on, what day was this? This was Thursday, August 29th. There we go. That's the way why I wasn't showing up over here. So this double inside bar, TTO, I took it. Super easy trade. I just set my stop order to trigger me in once it broke above that level. Put my ATM or bracket orders down here, target up there, and just walked away. Let the trade do its thing. So I took the one on ES. I also took this one on YM. The YM one wasn't as clean as I would prefer, but I took it anyway. So we have this push up, this push down, and I took this reversal right here up to aim for this target. So it was there, stop loss was under here, taking profit there, and then just taking profit as it continued in my favor. So that trade was a good one. Not my preferred TTO, but a TTO nonetheless. What is that at the top of your chart? What specifically? Like the SATY ATR, this thing? This right here? This thing over here on Thinkorswim where it says trend? Are we talking about the trend right here on Thinkorswim on the top of the chart? Gotcha. So that's just the SATY ATR indicator. It kind of tells you if the trend is bullish or bearish. I don't pay attention to none of this, if this is red or green, or in this case for the custom one that I made, if it's blue for green or red for, bearish. I don't care about this because I already know if the trend is bullish or bearish. All I need this indicator for is for the ATR, or the average true range, or how much it moves in a day, more or less. That's all I use it for. I don't really care if if it says bullish or bearish, because I already know by looking at the chart if we're trending or not. All I use it for is for this, the day range, and that's it. If you don't have this indicator, I'll post it in the chat right now, with the custom one that I made anyway. There you go. I posted in the chat if you want to use that for Tradingview. If you want the one for Thinkorswim, you have to load up this study. Remember not to click on this link for the Thinkorswim one, because it's not going to do anything. You have to copy that think script, and when you're in Thinkorswim, you're going to click on Setup and Open Shared Item, and then it'll add that study to your chart that you need to load in. All right. Other than that, appreciate you guys for coming out and sitting and doing absolutely nothing and being bored, being professional traders, looking at a chart and asking your questions. Thank you guys. So remember, the same link that you used to attend, the same link for the recording. And then once the recording gets posted to the channel, which it'll be immediately, it'll be in the live tab on the YouTube channel. So if you want to see this recording, all you got to do is go to the live tab, and it'll be here once we finish up. I'll do my best. I'm going to go through like the video and kind of like make chapters to kind of make it into what we were going over, just to make it easier to navigate. But other than that, thank you guys for coming out, asking your questions, so we can all learn and grow together. I will see you guys. I might not live trade for a while again, since I'm going to be a little busy for the next month or so, but probably maybe later this month or early next month, I'll live trade again on a proper day that's not a holiday. But other than that, thank you guys again, and I will talk to you on the next one. Take care and enjoy your Monday.